my name's Dr. Helen Morris, and I'm in like the education space. I do some university lecturing, and I work with young people with dyslexia, dyscalculia for the most part, and I'm very lucky that I get to do cool stuff. At the moment, I'm mostly self-employed, and I think around dyslexia, and I've got ADHD as well, which hasn't really been a surprise. It was formalised in June of 2024, so I tell everybody because I don't care. It's part of what I am. It makes me very good at certain things. It makes other things really tricky. I hate reading. I can do it. I don't enjoy it. I won't read for pleasure unless it's something that's really, really good. But having ADHD means I'm really good at doing dyslexia assessments because I get it. It means I'm really very, very good at multitasking project-wise. Switching from task to task can be a faff, but there are elements of my profile that, because I've got a slightly quirky profile, it makes me really good at what I do. I think the time that whenever somebody asks me if I've ever felt compromised, vulnerable, and awful, just generally horrible around dyslexia was when I was working very much in the special needs space. I was at a little school. My team there are beautiful people, but somebody there said to me and questioned my teaching style and said you shouldn't use PowerPoint. Now, the main class that I used PowerPoint with was an exam class, all of whom pretty much were either dyslexic or dyscalculic. Very neurospicy class, awesome kids, absolutely awesome kids, really lovely. I'm still in touch with some of them. They're brilliant, and they needed to have their notes printed out and to be able to access them on the school system. So I would write a PowerPoint. I had a space on the school system where they could access everything. They could everything. I just did lesson by lesson. So, like lesson 1, trigonometry, lesson 2, I don't know, identity, whatever. And I had physical handouts as well. And it meant that I knew what I was teaching. The kids knew what I was teaching. It meant that everything was just there. And I got called out by sort of somebody slightly higher up than me who said that's not the best way to teach. The best way to teach, and the best way for you to teach, to show your best teaching skills, is if you just write your notes on the whiteboard. I was like, mate, have you seen my writing? Have you seen my handwriting? Because all I would have done would be I would have written a PowerPoint and just had the PowerPoint in my hand and copied it out onto well, what's the point? Copying is dead time in an education setting. And I got really quite berated at that moment. And at the point in time there, I'd had a very complicated journey at that school at that moment. And my dad, at the point in history of my life, was working with the Citizens Advice Bureau, which is like a charity in the UK that gives legal advice, and he was an employment advisor. And I was like, Dad, this isn't sitting well, like, So I ended up kicking a stink up because I was not having that. Luckily, again, we talked about it sort of before we came here today, I'm in a position where there is emotional support, there's practical support, sort of financially, advice-wise, the cultural capital of Team Newton, I am eternally grateful for. But the irony was, I was very much working in the disability space, creating space where the kids felt safe, and I was being pooed on from a great height. It was not fun. I think it was a lack of understanding. I don't think there was malice, because actually the person who said it to me, I really like them. I didn't always agree with them, but I respect them and I like them for the most part. It was that moment after the other stuff that had been very complicated to navigate.